If Minnis goes, so does the seat. Tonight, supporters warned the FNM it could lose Killarney after the party dropped a bombshell that it will not ratify former Prime Minister Dr. Hubert Minnis. Former colleagues and constituents firing back. The fallout after the freeze-out. Straight ahead. And if you're flying this Easter, there's some good news ahead. LPIA set to cut down wait times. Aviation officials say a new task force already making a difference. Passengers to feel it just in time for the holiday rush. Plus, golden grind. Carifta swimmers power through final weeks of prep. Sasha Lightbourne speaks with the head coach about the upcoming regional showdown. Then in our news at 7:30, storms, recessions, and even inflation couldn't shut its doors. The Market Supermarket in Rock Sound, south of Eleuthera, celebrates 50 years of service and survival. Tonight, we hear from co-owner Thomas Sands about the store's legacy of resilience. Our news, live at 7, starts right now. Welcome to our news, live at 7. Thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Candino Knowles. Just one day after the FNM announced it won't be backing former Prime Minister Dr. Hubert Minnis in the next election, former colleagues and constituents are speaking out. Many say without Minnis, the FNM could lose the seat. Berthany McDermott gets us started tonight.
That's a bunch of because that's a disrespect to the man. The man was able to carry the party for so much years.
The decision to pull the party's support from former Prime Minister Dr. Hubert Minnis getting mixed reviews from many, those who voted him in and those who served with him. But perhaps the most vocal of his colleagues, former FNM Cabinet Minister and Democratic National Alliance leader Brandon McCartney. McCartney is questioning the move.
Why would they do that in light of the fact that they are still asking Dr. Minnis to help out with the party, to help whoever they decide to become the candidate for Killarney? If it ain't broken, don't fix it.
On Sunday, FNM leader Michael Pintard told a packed Mackey Street headquarters that he asked Dr. Minnis to not run in the upcoming general election. Pintard, however, admitted that Dr. Minnis didn't agree to not seek re-election. McCartney says he has spoken to Minnis since the announcement but was tight-lipped on the conversation. Dr. Minnis has been unreachable in recent days. Sources close to the matter tell us he intends to meet with his core team in the coming days.
I don't know what Dr. Minnis is going to do. If Dr. Minnis decides to run, I believe that he would be successful.
So we spoke to a few of his constituents, and for them, it's Dr. Minnis or no one.
All I know is Dr. Minnis. Without Dr. Minnis, it's no Killarney. And if he don't be there, I think you are going to get beat too.
Yes, he is the best MB. He's the best.
Do you think the FNM could win without Minnis and Killarney?
Can't do it. Can't do it. That's by no chance. Can't do it.
Former party leader Tommy Turnquest believes the party is moving in the right direction, adding he's not concerned about the Killarney seat leaving the FNM. As for the party's image,
I think the party has to continue to talk to the Bahamian people and represent the Bahamian people and move forward.
Reporting for our news, I'm Berthany McDermott.
All right, thanks a lot for that, Berthany. A motorcyclist is dead following an early morning collision on Shirley Street. Police say it happened just before 1 a.m. near Highland Terrace. Officers say the man was driving a green, white and black Kawasaki motorcycle when he collided with a utility pole. Emergency medical services responded and transported the victim to hospital, where police say he later died. And a man has denied molesting his granddaughter over a 5-year period. The 57-year-old, identified only as SB, faced 7 counts of incest and 7 counts of indecent assault at his arraignment before Chief Justice Sir Ian Winder. Prosecutors say SB began molesting his then 8-year-old granddaughter in January 2019. The sexual abuse allegedly continued until September 7, 2024, when the child was just 13. SB, who is on bail, pleaded not guilty to all 14 counts. The case has been transferred to Justice Joanne Ferguson Pratt for trial. He's expected back in court on April 23rd for a fixture hearing to determine when his trial will start. And Prime Minister Philip Davis has pledged to ensure the Royal Bahamas Defence Force remains well equipped and well trained, with new recruits and additional resources to support its operations. Davis made the commitment during the force's annual church service at the William Thompson Auditorium, where he also shared upcoming structural upgrades.
Infrastructure upgrades are underway at Coral Harbour Base, Coney Island, Coral Way, Coral Key, HMBS Gunpoint, Ragged Island, and HMBS Matthew Town, Inagua. Additional base installations are planned for South Bimini, West End Grand Bahama, Marsh Harbour, and Cooperstown in Abaco.
And Davis says the expansion enhances the military's presence across the country, ultimately strengthening national security. Meanwhile, National Security Minister Wayne Munro touted the improvements.
These are not mere policy statements, they are action points, guiding principle that fuels the Royal Bahamas Defence Force's mission to serve and protect the Bahamian people. Through infrastructure development, technological integration, and capacity building initiatives, we're reinforcing a force that is ready, responsive, and resilient.
All right, good news for travelers at Lynden Pinling International Airport this Easter, with shorter wait times on the way. That's according to Aviation Director Dr. Kenneth Romer, who says a new task force to manage traffic congestion has already shown impressive results. He says passengers will soon feel the impact.
We've had a long-standing relationship with the TCL group of companies, which is counselors, which actually have spearheaded this.
All right, it seems we don't have that clip just yet, but Lynden Pinling International Airport has just finished a major $10 million runway rehabilitation. The project replaced nearly 484,000 square feet of asphalt, boosting safety and extending the life of runway 1432. Now, Romer says it's just the first step in a broader strategic plan for the airport's future.
They have announced, and they will continue to announce, a very aggressive plan to not just develop the airside infrastructure, but also the land-side infrastructure also. There are a lot of concerns now about whether or not LPIA is fully utilized, but what NAD is doing is a part of a wider national narrative. We're developing a portfolio of airports across the length and the breadth of our country. It began as 8, it went to 14. It's now exceeded 14 airports across the islands of the Bahamas.
And now to businesses in North and Central Eleuthera that got the opportunity to network at the Councillors Limited Business Outlook last week. The event is viewed as a vital platform for local and international stakeholders to exchange ideas, collaborate on key projects, and discuss strategies. One of the major partners was Alive Business. Head of B2B marketing at Cable Bahamas Limited, Jennifer Baisden, says the partnership demonstrates CBL's ongoing commitment to small, medium, and micro businesses across the country.
We've had a long-standing relationship with the TCL group of companies, which is counselors, which actually have spearheaded this initiative. And really, the purpose is really to support local businesses through the support of the various chambers as well. With the Family Islands, that is one of our major focuses, especially going into our new fiscal. And it has been actually for quite some time. But we definitely want to make sure that our consumers and our business partners know that we're there to support them, not just in New Providence, but also throughout the Family Islands.
All right, and speaking of family islands, it's time now for your first look at temperatures. Meteorologist Greg Thompson, he's standing by in the Weather Center. Greg?
Yeah, thanks again, Dino, and happy Monday evening, everybody. Nice day around the islands. Warm temperatures expected throughout the next 24 hours before we do see a frontal boundary coming in. But right now outside our studios, 80 degrees with a few clouds, and it is on the warm side, south-southeast at 13 miles per hour, so we still have a bit of a breeze out there, and your feels-like temperature is still a very warm 82 degrees. And now we've been having a few of those family islanders wanting some photos and some temperatures. So we're going to take a look now at some photos from our viewer, Jennifer Maycock from Port Nelson, Rumkey. We love to see some of those photos that you could send to us. Beautiful conditions outside. Look at that nice sunset. Just a lovely, lovely evening out there. We'd love to see those photos from the rest of our far-flung islands. Send your photos, your best photos, to our news at cablebahamas.com, and make sure you put "for Greg" in the subject line. Who knows? Some of your photos may make the newscast, and we look forward to seeing lovely sunsets from your islands, so make sure you send those photos in. Current temperatures around the islands right now, though, it's very warm across the northwest Bahamas. 78 degrees in Freeport, 80s, Alistown, Bimini, Nickel, San Andros. Well, actually, everywhere else in the northwest Bahamas. Marsh, Abaco also 80. 80 in Kemps Bay, Georgetown, Deadman's Key. We pick up 79 in Town, Cat Island, Coburn, Townsend, Salvador, 77, and little Rumkey there. You guys are right about 78, 79 degrees right now. We're going to fit you in a little later. 79 is the current temperature in Duncantown, Ragged Island, Delectable Bay, Abrahams Bay, also in Providenciales, Turks and Caicos Islands, and a pair of 80s in Colonel Hill, Cricket Island, and in Matthew Town, Inagua. Satellite and radar composite, ridge of high pressure, jutting in across our area from the western Atlantic, still keeping a very dominant control on our weather, but we're watching a very active cold front that moved across the southeast portions of the United States. A lot of showers and thunderstorms associated with this system. Front is expected to move into South Florida by early tomorrow morning, moving into the Bahamas, northwest Bahamas by tomorrow afternoon, about midday. And that's going to bring us some showers, well-needed showers. We've been having some fires, so that those showers will be well-needed. Front will start briefly across the northwest Bahamas, but quickly pushing towards the southeast by Wednesday into Thursday. And then we have a high-pressure system building behind, so we're looking for some very nice conditions for the balance of the week. That's your first look at with us. Stick with us. Look at your extended forecast. Still to come.
Coming up in sports, the Carifta trials were so competitive, we may be setting the stage for one of our biggest teams ever. I'm sure everyone will be completely objective about the selection process, and no one will feel left off or slighted at all. Yo, what's good, my loyal viewers? Ronaldo Dorset of 10YS here. First of all, thanks so much for watching, but be sure to hit that follow button. If you'd like to see more content like this, follow all of the R News social media pages, and of course, don't forget to turn on your notifications so you never miss out on the top stories from the team, from the teams you already trust.
The moment we've been waiting for is here. Carifta 2025 is taking over, and RTV is bringing you every thrilling moment. It's time to rally behind Team Bahamas as they go for gold, glory, and greatness. Feel the energy as we witness the best athletes the Caribbean has to offer. April 19th through the 21st, live from Hazley Crawford Stadium, Port of Spain, Trinidad. Catch every sprint, every throw, every victory exclusively on RTV. Plus, don't miss our daily updates from Carifta Swimming. The best of Carifta, the best of Team Bahamas, the best coverage only on RTV.
Calling all Alive Fiber basketball fans. Get ready to experience the NBA Finals live. You can enter an all-expense-paid trip to not one, but two.
Welcome to our Sports at 7, presented by 10th Year Seniors. I'm Ronaldo Dorset. That's Sean Martinut. Let's do show. 3 days of intense competition between the country's top junior track and field athletes have set the stage for Team Bahamas as they head into the 2025 Carifta Championships. The Splice and Connect B3A's Carifta trials concluded Sunday night at the Thomas A. Robinson Stadium, leaving stakeholders, fans, and athletes optimistic about the prospects of Team Bahamas. A record number of pre-qualifiers entered this year's event, and to follow through, the action on the track and in the field lived up to, or in some cases, exceeded those lofty expectations.
The focus of the Carifta Trials may have been the athletes vying for Team Bahamas, but Carlos Brown Jr. stole the show on night one. In the Olympic development 100 meters, Brown Jr. turned in one of the fastest times in the early outdoor season with a personal best of 10.04 seconds. A finalist in the 200 meter at the World Athletics Under-20 Championships last year in Peru, Brown also won the 200 meters over the weekend at the Thomas A. Robinson Stadium in 20.92 seconds.
Brian Clark and the Houston Cougars continue to survive and advance. After Houston's thrilling finish in the national semifinal, a 70-67 win over the Duke Blue Devils, the Cougars will face the Florida Gators tonight with an opportunity to win the first national title in program history.
The NBA season is winding down, and every game from here on out is pivotal for Buddy Hield and the Golden State Warriors. Hield scored a team-high 20 points, but it was a tough shooting night in general for much of the Warriors lineup in the 106-96 loss to the Houston Rockets last night at the Chase Center in San Francisco.
That'll do it for our sports. Stay tuned to our news at 7:30 for details on these stories and more.
When our news comes back from the break, we turn our spotlight to stories making headlines across the world as iPhone sticker shock. How Trump tariffs could push prices to $2,000 or more. Experts say it's either that or Apple takes a massive financial hit. Plus, more than 130 undocumented immigrants, including several Caribbean nationals, have been arrested in a major ICE sweep across New York. And a border clampdown as Dominican Republic ramps up security with Haiti. The story when our news returns.
The moment we've been waiting for is here. Carifta 2025 is taking over and RTV is bringing you every thrilling moment. It's time to rally behind Team Bahamas as they go for gold, glory, and greatness. Feel the energy as we witness the best athletes the Caribbean has to offer. April 19th through the 21st, live from Hazley Crawford Stadium, Port of Spain, Trinidad. Catch every sprint, every throw, every victory exclusively on RTV. Plus, don't miss our daily updates from Carifta Swimming. The best of Carifta, the best of Team Bahamas, the best coverage only on RTV.
Calling all Alive Fiber basketball fans. Get ready to experience the NBA Finals live. You can enter an all-expense-paid trip to not one, but two NBA Finals games. It's simple. Just sign up for our Alive NBA League Pass or Infinite Sports X package by May 16th. Stay connected, enjoy blazing fast internet, and score your chance to witness the NBA action up close. Don't miss out. Visit AliveFiber.com and take your shot at NBA glory. Terms and conditions apply. It's good to be alive.
This is our news. Welcome back. We turn our attention now to stories making headlines across the world. Some Apple shoppers in New York stunned at the idea of iPhones jumping to $2,000 or even $3,500 thanks to new tariffs from from U.S. President Donald Trump. The 54% levy on Chinese goods has analysts warning that Apple may either hike prices or take a big hit. Experts call the situation absurd and says if iPhones were made in the U.S., prices could skyrocket.
My iPhone's about 3 years old, so it's good for another 2 years. But no, I would not pay $2,300 for an iPhone.
For an iPhone, no.
Never.
Definitely not.
No.
I would not pay $2,300 for an iPhone, for the newest iPhone, for any reason. No.
To build a factory, it takes 4 to 5 years in the U.S. We don't even have the infrastructure and the employer base to actually build factories here when it comes to tech fabs and others. If you like $3,500 iPhones, we should build them in the U.S. If you like $1,000 iPhones, you build them in China.
And speaking of China, Trump is turning up the heat on China, threatening an extra 50% tariff if Beijing doesn't back off its own. In a Truth Social post Monday, Trump said all talks with China would be off the table and the U.S. would start negotiating with other countries instead. He also called on the Fed to cut interest rates, claiming oil, food, and borrowing costs are down. Markets reacted quickly as stocks slipped, the dollar ticked up, and the White House denied any talk of a 90-day tariff pause. Meanwhile, the European Union says it's offering a 0-for-0 tariff deal to avoid a full-blown trade war with U.S. President Trump. The bloc is facing steep tariffs on steel, aluminum, cars, and nearly all goods starting Wednesday. EU ministers say they'd rather negotiate than retaliate, but they're preparing countermeasures just in case. That includes duty on U.S. imports like bourbon, diamonds, and dental floss, with more to come by the end of the month. Meanwhile, Trump is threatening even higher tariffs if Europe strikes back. Caribbean nationals are among more than 130 illegal migrants arrested in a major ICE crackdown across New York. The week-long operation targeted immigrants with serious criminal convictions, including a Trinidadian man convicted of murder and 2 Dominicans found guilty of sex crimes and manslaughter. ICE says the sweep, which was carried out with help from several federal agencies, led to arrests in Buffalo, Rochester, Syracuse, and Albany. ICE says it's all part of a broader push to remove dangerous offenders. And the Dominican Republic, its president, Luis Abinader, is ramping up broader security efforts, with Haiti announcing 15 new measures on Sunday. That includes speeding up construction of the border wall and deploying 1,500 more soldiers for patrol. Abinader says the moves are meant to tighten migration control as tensions rise with their troubled neighbor. Still to come in our news, today in history, find out interesting facts about the day that was April 7th. Then in our news at 7:30, we just want DJ home. A Grand Bahama family pleads for missing man's safe return after he was last seen on Saturday. Tonight, his sister begging for answers. And could more F&M MPs jump ship? The party's leader dodges the question. The latest political buzz when our news returns.
Moment we've been waiting for is here. Carifta 2025 is taking over and RTV is bringing you every thrilling moment. It's time to rally behind Team Bahamas as they go for gold, glory, and greatness. Feel the energy as we witness the best athletes the Caribbean has to offer. April 19th through the 21st, live from Hazley Crawford Stadium, Port of Spain, Trinidad. Catch every sprint, every throw, every victory exclusively on RTV. Plus, don't miss our daily updates from Carifta Swimming. The best of Carifta, the best of Team Bahamas, the best coverage only on RTV.
Calling all Alive Fiber basketball fans. Get ready to experience the
On this day in Bahamian history in 1852, William Gray Wilson was born in Kent, England. He served as governor of the Bahamas from 1904 to 1912, a period marked by modernization. Under his leadership, the first car arrived in 1905, imported by U.S. Vice Consul Henry Mostyn. And by 1908, 8 cars were on the roads, including one he owned. That year, the Motor Car Act set the minimum driving age at 17 and introduced car and driver's licenses. He unveiled the Queen Victoria statue in Parliament Square on Empire Day in 1905. And Wilson City, Abaco, named in his honor after he granted a timber license to a U.S. company in 1906. 1937 saw the birth of former Governor General Cornelius A. Smith. Smith, who was born in North Long Island, was a civil rights activist turned politician who helped found the Free National Movement in the 1970s. He served as MP for Marco City from 1982 to 2002 and held ministerial posts in education, tourism, public safety, transport, and immigration. Smith was named Deputy Governor General in 2018 and became the 11th Governor General on June 28, 2019. He demitted office on August 31st, 2023. The National Insurance Board began offering sickness benefits on this day in 1975, expanding its role in supporting the health and welfare of Bahamians. And in 2020, health officials reported the 6th COVID-19 death in the Bahamas. At the time, there were 36 active cases and 5 recoveries. All right, Carifta swimmers wrapped up Week 3 of intense training as the Golden Team inches closer to Carifta competition over the Easter holiday weekend. Sasha Lightbourne, she's going to be traveling for Carifta. She spoke to the team's head coach ahead of the regional showdown.
It's always good, to give God thanks, for what we've accomplished and where we're at. We're getting closer to competition day. Still in a hard phase of training, and then we'll look for a couple of days before we travel to, rest up, focus on details.
That was head coach of the 2025 Carifta swim team, Trevano McPhee, following week 3 of intense training. On Saturday, the team, some in New Providence and others in Grand Bahama, had 2 training sessions. On Sunday, they worshipped at Epiphany Anglican Church in New Providence and Life Community Church in Grand Bahama. I also asked McPhee about feedback on the swimmers practicing in Grand Bahama under the guidance of assistant coach Jasmine Gibson.
Great feedback from them. They've been doing doubles on Saturdays. The team chemistry, from what I see and the reports back, have been excellent. Swimmers are really engaged and really training hard. Again, getting ready to travel within a week and a half. So, physically still working hard, and great feedback from the freeboard swimmers.
There are also 12 open water swimmers on the team. Coach Alan Murray is leading that crew.
Training's been going really good. We've been trying to keep their volume up. That 5K is a special kind of monster. So they've been having some pretty rigorous morning practices, giving them a little bit of a reprieve on the afternoon Saturday sessions to team bonding purposes.
And for McPhee, the goal hasn't changed.
The goal is to win 7P. That's on everyone's mind.
Now, team members in Grand Bahama also participated in a motorcade and pep rally on the island over the weekend. We'll tell you more about that in another newscast. Reporting for our news, I'm Sasha Lightbourne.
All right, thanks so much for that, Sasha. If you want to watch that story again and for all of today's top stories, you can visit ournews.bs. It's going to do it for us in News at 7. Joining us now is Italia Hall. She's up with the latest headlines. Italia, happy Monday.
Happy Monday,
Welcome to another week.
Another week, but good. Before we toss to 7:30, I know he's watching. I want to commend Sergeant 2966 Francis of the Fox Hill Police Station for his professionalism. I witnessed how he handled the situation recently, and it goes to show that the police, they're truly our friends.
Listen, in that case, I'm glad you shared that story because there's so many other officers like Sergeant Francis that don't generally get that kind of commendation. So kudos to you.
All right. Okay, thanks so much, Ken. Well, coming up, Caricom Chair Mia Motley urges unity among Caribbean nations, plus a family-owned market in Eleuthera celebrates 50 years. Here are your latest headlines. First tonight on our News Live at 7:30, a 24-year-old has disappeared without explanation, and his loved ones are desperate for his return tonight. We hear from the sister of Dudley Gilbert Jr., affectionately known as DJ, who spoke exclusively with our Delvardo Emmanuel. Also, could more Free National Movement members be eyeing the Coalition of Independents? Speculation is swirling over possible shifts in the political landscape. Plus, a softball coach is behind bars on charges that he had an illegal sexual relationship with a teenage girl. And later, a 2-year-long standoff between 2 iconic Valley Boys Junkanoo factions takes a new turn. In a sit-down interview with our Sasha Lightbourne, the leader of the original group breaks his silence when our news returns.
Get ready to shop till you drop. The Vitamalt shopping spree is back, and you could be the next winner of a $500 shopping spree. Here's how to enter. Buy a 6-pack of ginger, acai, or coconut and hibiscus Vitamalt from any Super Value or 700 Wines and Spirits location. Snap a picture of your receipt and WhatsApp your name and photo of the receipt to 825-2191. This promotion ends Saturday, April 19th. Will you be the next lucky shopper? Vitamalt. Vitalize naturally.
Somewhere's Plaza got it going on, yeah. Somewhere's Plaza, one-stop shopping is here. In the family, community, for me. Southwest Plaza, come shop with us.
Welcome to Paradise Games, where exceptional service meets the ultimate gaming experience. Our dedicated team is here to make every visit a win.
Now this is paradise.
This is more than just a place to play.
Now this is paradise.
It's where excitement meets world-class service.
Now this is paradise.
Now this is paradise.
Come, experience it for yourself. Now this is paradise.
Once I had a girl, she called me pain. Left me in the cold and pouring rain. So I decided to put.
Welcome to our news. Thanks so much for joining us. I'm Atalia Hall. A Grand Bahama family making a desperate plea for answers after 24-year-old Dudley Gilbert Jr., affectionately known as DJ, vanished without a trace. He was last seen Saturday evening and hasn't been heard from since. Tonight, our Delvardo Emmanuel spoke to his sister, who says she just wants her brother to come home.
DJ, if you can hear this, your sister love you, and just come home.
It's been days of heartache and uncertainty for the family of 24-year-old Dudley Gilbert Jr., who was last seen around 8 p.m. on Saturday at his home on Brink Hill Road in Grand Bahama. According to his sister, Dante Butler, her younger brother, affectionately known as DJ, was last seen that night after his stepmother reportedly sent him to collect food, but he never returned home.
1 o'clock, she realized he never came back. And then the next morning, she looked out the window and she was like, the car wasn't back in the yard, and everybody just went out to look for him.
Dante says her brother had been struggling since the death of their father, something she said he hasn't fully gotten over.
He was going through it. He was going through like a rough patch. He was working and everything, but he just took it hard. But this was out of the norm.
From then to now, DJ's disappearance has been a mystery. The family issued a missing flyer and launched their own investigation. That's when they made a chilling discovery.
My little sister told them to go to the beach. When they got there, they seen the car there. It was parked through a corner, and it was unlocked. She was looking for the keys in the car. She found the keys, and then they went to the beach, and they walked around, and they found one of his shoes on the beach.
Even more alarming, reports surfaced that a man allegedly matching Dudley's description may have been seen paddling away on a kayak near Pinders Point, miles away from where the car was located in Port Lucayo. Since then, the family members have made a Facebook plea for persons with jet skis and boats to assist with the search. According to police press liaison for Northern Bahamas, Stephen Road, police too are investigating.
The defense force and other local residents out searching for this missing man. We also have the Sisters of a local pilot who is in the air checking the waterways, and by extension our officers on foot.
As the search continues, the family is clinging to hope and praying for one more reunion. Reporting for our news, I'm Delvardo Emmanuel.
All right, thanks for that story, Delvardo. We will continue to follow that story. Well, a softball coach is behind bars on charges. He had sexual relations with a teenage girl. Prosecutors allege 57-year-old John Campbell started the relationship in October 2024 when the girl was just 14. The alleged relationship was discovered in March when the girl was 15. Campbell faced 6 counts of unlawful sexual intercourse when he stood before Assistant Chief Magistrate Carolyn Vo Evans. Bail was denied. Campbell is back in court on June 30th to be indicted. Free National Movement leader Michael Pintard has sidestepped questions about whether more party members are planning to join the Coalition of Independents. It comes after COI leader Lincoln Bain suggested additional FNMs could jump ship. Just days after Central Grand Bahama MP Iram Lewis resigned from the FNM to join the COI, Pintard and Deputy Leader Shannon Don Cartwright were pressed on the claim during a press conference on Sunday.
You should ask them yourself. I think it's absolutely ridiculous that such an assertion, but let me be clear for the record since you've asked. Michael Clifton Pintard is the leader of the Free National Movement. As a member of the Parliamentary Caucus, I support him wholeheartedly. He will lead us to victory into the next general election, and he will be the next Prime Minister of the Commonwealth of the Bahamas.
Lewis says he left the F&M because of a lack of support and doubts about whether he'd be renominated. He admitted the move caught both his constituents and the party off guard, saying no one knew it was coming. Pintard called the decision telling.
So when you have somebody that a people have invested that trust in, decides to make a decision without reference to them, without asking the executives, without asking the residents, what say you? So even if they had some grievances, but obviously these have to be long grievances because they were negotiating with both the Progressive Liberal Party for an extended period of time, and according to the leader of the other organization, talking with them for a long period of time. But a people have reposed their trust in you.
Well, it's a saga more than 2 years in the making involving a dispute between the world-famous Valley Boys and the Breakaway Group, the Way Forward Valley Boys, and now, in a rare exclusive interview, the chairman of the world-famous faction is finally breaking his silence. Our Sasha Lightborn reports.
As you all know, our late leader, Gus Cooper, passed away in 2014. The name the world-famous Valley Boys was his creation.
World-famous Valley Boys chairman Brian Adderley reflecting on the legacy of the group's name, coined by its iconic founder, Winston Gus Cooper. He sat down with me for his first interview since the group officially split last year, the result of long simmering tensions that led to the formation of the Way Forward Valley Boys, now led by Trevor Davis. Just last week, the Registrar General struck the world-famous Valley Boys off the Register of Non-Profits, citing non-compliance with directives under the Non-Profit Organizations Act. And while he declined to speak on pending court matters, Adderley was clear on one point.
I represent the real Valley Boys. They're not confused. The Valley Boys are in their hearts. There's some persons who know better, who have perpetuated this matter, who have gaslit it, who have fueled it, and quite frankly, they know better.
So what's really at the heart of this divide between the world famous and the Way Forward factions?
If you want to compare us to the paper Valley Boys, just look at our conduct, how we govern ourselves, how our members govern themselves, and the things we do and say. Now,
but Adderley says the implications of this feud go far beyond just one group.
This matter continues at the rate it's continuing at. I'm concerned about the survivability of Junkanoo because it's not just affecting the Valley Boys, it's affecting the entire Junkanoo community.
And as for reconciliation, Adderley says that ship has sailed.
There's room for persons who've been duped into believing that they will join in the real Valley Boys. And so there's time for them to apply on our membership portal. But in terms of embracing the leadership of the Way Forward and their modus operandi, no.
Now, Adderley shared more about the upcoming parade season and his group's future plans. We'll bring that to you in a report tomorrow. Reporting for our news, I'm Sasha Lightborn.
All right, thanks for that report, Sasha. Well, a nice start to the work week. Wondering what else we can expect? Meteorologist Greg Thompson is live in the Weather Center with your first look at weather. Greg, what can we expect? It's a Monday. What should we see for the rest of the work week?
A cold front tomorrow. Okay. This one is expected to bring some showers. All right. Once that front gets out of here by Thursday, we expect conditions to be rather nice for the remainder of the week. But in the meantime, we're going to see some warm temperatures tonight through tomorrow as we have that southwesterly wind flow expected to come in ahead of the front. 79 degrees outside the studios right now with a few clouds. We have a bit of a breeze, south-southeast at 13 miles per hour on the outside. Feels like temperature is still a very warm 82 on the outside as well. Satellite radar composite, that high pressure system, dry air mass still in place, that is going to slide out towards the east, eventually moving into the far central Atlantic, all paving the way for a frontal boundary now across the eastern Gulf of Mexico / America. Well, that's going to be headed our way. Should get into the northwest Bahamas by early tomorrow, and then moving through the northwest Bahamas by tomorrow afternoon. Should briefly stall, but we expect it to push through by Wednesday. So we're expecting some showers tomorrow afternoon through Wednesday. And as I mentioned, once this front gets through our area, we expect some rather nice conditions for the ending of the week. That's a quick check on conditions around the islands. Stick with us. A look at your extended forecast is still to come.
Still to come in our news, with global uncertainty mounting, the Caricom chair, Mia Motley, is calling for solidarity. In a powerful message, she outlines the risk ahead. Also, a community staple marks a major milestone. Our Jasmine Brown shares how one supermarket has weathered it all on the island of Eleuthera. That's all coming up when our news returns.
Once I had a girl, she called me pain. Left me in the cold and pouring rain. So I decided to put her down. I took a trip to Cowboy Town.
There tomorrow. Will we still have beaches to walk on? Will the air still be fresh? Will we have done enough to protect you? There tomorrow. Will you be a place where children still hear birds sing? Where forests still stand tall? Or will we leave you with skies too choked to breathe and oceans too broken to heal? There tomorrow. Will there even be a tomorrow if we're too late? Tomorrow is never promised, but while we have today, we can choose to protect you. One small step at a time. Let's act now.
Are you or a loved one under medical care? Do you need affordable medical supplies? Ports International is the largest home healthcare supplier. Medical supplies at the very best price, and you can even shop online. From hospital beds to wound care, wheelchairs to walkers, Ports is a one-stop shop for your medical supplies, and we accept insurance. We have online shopping and 2 locations to serve you, at the Airport Industrial Park and Shirley Street. We also ship to the Family Islands. Shop online and visit us on Facebook. Call Ports at 377-1771.
What if I told you Wendy's has a new burger? With a flavor so secret, it's almost too delicious to handle. Well, now it's time to unlock that flavor. Try the new Sweet and Smoky Barbecue Cheeseburger. We can't tell you everything, but we can tell you that it's packed with flavor, including our secret barbecue sauce. Try the new Sweet and Smoky Barbecue Cheeseburger today. Available for a limited time.
Easter celebrates generosity, and this bunny agrees. He's busy showing his generosity this season. At the paint place, we're having a 20% store-wide sale. Our gift to you: stop by and get colors that allow you to paint it right the first time.
We are in the precipice of a global trade war. That warning coming from Barbadian Prime Minister and Chair of Caricom, Mia Motley, as Caricom braces for the fallout from new U.S. tariffs. In a powerful regional address recently, Motley spoke about rising costs across the world, economic vulnerability in the region, and she made an urgent call for unity among Caribbean nations. The crisis, she says, will impact not only goods, but may also have a spillover effect on tourism. Motley urging the region to buy local.
This trade war and the possibility of a $1 million to $1.5 million US levy on all Chinese-made ships entering US harbors will mean higher prices for all of us at the corner shop, higher prices at the supermarket, higher prices at the electronics store, higher prices for us at the shop, higher prices for us at the restaurant, higher prices for us at the car dealership and beyond.
The Caricom chair says the region must focus on agriculture and build new trade ties with other countries. She also urged the U.S. to treat the Caribbean not as a rival, but to consider the decades-long friendship.
A lot of people think I'm just a farmer, or I'm just a school teacher, or I'm just a mechanic. They say, I live in St. Lucie in Barbados, or I live in Portmore in Jamaica, or Kingstown in St. Vincent, or Rima in Trinidad, or Basse-Terre in St. Kitts, or San Ignacio in Belize. These problems are far away from me and they don't impact me. That is what you will hear them say. But the reality, my friends, is that if you buy food, if you buy electronics, if you buy clothes, it will impact you. It will impact each of us.
Well, a family-run grocery store in South Eleuthera is set to mark its 50th year of operation in the Rock Sound community. The market has kept its doors open for decades, weathering everything from stores to recessions. Our Jasmine Brown was on the island and has this report.
If you've ever been to Rock Sound, Eleuthera, chances are you've made a stop at the Marketplace supermarket. Over the last half a century, the Marketplace has kept its shelves stocked with groceries to feed thousands of Eleuthera residents. It's a staple of that community, and it's owned and operated by the Sands family. Co-owner Thomas Sands says it started with his parents, and he and his siblings have continued the dream.
It's evolved into we're second generation in this business and other businesses in Eleuthera. And we're proud that we are staples servicing actually the entire length of Eleuthera. We have persons who shop with us. They travel 80 miles at least once a week. We get a lot of people from central Eleuthera as well. And it's about the quality of product that we offer.
Sands says the store has evolved over the decades, and a key part of the plan has been investing in people and technology.
With the growth that is taking place, we continue to prepare. We continue to improve and we continue to build our team as we move forward. We've also been mindful that, the selection of what people want, from the gluten-frees to the organics.
The Eleuthera businessman says a part of the evolution has been stocking shelves with locally grown products. That includes vegetables grown at a hydroponics farm. With an ongoing trade war between the United States and the rest of the world, food security has been a hot topic. Sands says from his own experience, the process is rewarding, but also costly.
The realistic goal for us is to say, how can we reduce our imports? And how could we provide better food? But the reality is, I think it is unsustainable to think I could replace all of these items with locally grown. And I think in farming, what we may have to do in the Bahamas is figure out where our niche is. Figure out where people are prepared to pay a little bit more, because it's not a cost reduction. The cost of setting up a proper facility and also making sure that it's good quality and so forth is very, very expensive.
While in Eleuthera, I had the chance to also speak with a non-profit group who has started a farming operation of their own. I'll tell you all about what they're doing to boost food production on that island tomorrow. Reporting for our news, I'm Jasmine Brown.
It's now time for tonight's Financial Market Minute, brought to you by RF, your local investment bank. This has been your Financial Market Minute. To explore the best performing mutual funds in the Bahamas, visit our website at www.rfgroup.com.
Coming up in sports, highlights from the Carifta trials. Carlos Brown Jr. runs one of the fastest times in the world this season, and Brian Clark and his Houston Cougars chase history.
The moment we've been waiting for is here. Carifta 2025 is taking over, and RTV is bringing you every thrilling moment. It's time to rally behind Team Bahamas as they go for gold, glory, and greatness. Feel the energy as we witness the best athletes the Caribbean has to offer. April 19th through the 21st, live from Hazley Crawford Stadium, Port of Spain, Trinidad. Catch every sprint, every throw, every victory exclusively on RTV. Plus, don't miss our daily updates from Carifta Swimming. The best of Carifta, the best of Team Bahamas, the best coverage only on RTV.
Calling all Alive Fiber basketball fans. Get ready to experience the NBA Finals live. You can enter an all-expense-paid trip to not one, but 2 NBA Finals games. It's simple. Just sign up for our Alive NBA League Pass or Infinite Sports X package by May 16th. Stay connected, enjoy blazing fast internet, and score your chance to witness the NBA action up close. Don't miss out. Visit AliveFiber.com and take your shot at NBA glory. Terms and conditions apply. It's good to be alive.
My name is Troy Williams. I've been a Live Fiber customer since March 2024. The installation process was seamless, effortless, and extremely fast. The gentlemen that came to the installation were very helpful, reliable, very knowledgeable, and
Welcome to Our Sports, presented by 10th Year Seniors. I'm Ronaldo Dorset. That's John Martinut. Let's do show. 3 days of intense competition between the country's top junior track and field athletes have set the stage for Team Bahamas as they head into the 2025 Carifta Championships. The Splice and Connect B3A's Carifta trials concluded Sunday night at the Thomas A. Robinson Stadium, leaving stakeholders, fans, and athletes optimistic about the prospects of Team Bahamas. A record number of pre-qualifiers entered this year's event, and to follow through, the action on the track and in the field lived up to, or in some cases, exceeded those lofty expectations. Egan Neely has to be on everyone's watch list after his series of outstanding performances in the under-17 boys. In the 400 meters, Neely dominated the field to finish first in 47.45 seconds and has his eyes set on the Carifta record of 47.27 seconds. He also finished first in the 200 meters in a time that would have taken first place in the under-20 boys race, 21 seconds flat. Kiesra Thomas was just as dominant in the under-17 girls. Already a multiple event pre-qualifier, she took first place and reached a standard in 3 events. The 400 in 56.31 seconds, 200 in 23.99 seconds, and the high jump at 1.63 meters. The under-17 boys triple jump had 4 qualifiers, but Ainsworth Ferguson took first place at 13.84 meters, and Lindavian Storr took second at 13.81 meters. Also in the under-17 girls, Jose Johnson won both the triple jump at 11.88 meters and the long jump at 5.88 meters. In the always competitive under-20 women's javelin, defending Carifta champion Tasha Stubbs took first place at 47.76 meters, while Diore Scott was second at 47.09 meters. In the under-17 boys, Jakario Wilson finished more than 2 seconds ahead of the Carifta standard in the 400-meter hurdles at 53.22 seconds, and more than a full second ahead in the 100-meter hurdles at 13.44 seconds.
The focus of the Carifta trials may have been the athletes vying for Team Bahamas, but Carlos Brown Jr. stole the show on night 1. In the Olympic development 100 meters, Brown Jr. turned in one of the fastest times in the early outdoor season with a personal best of 10.04 seconds. A finalist in the 200 meter at the World Athletics Under 20 Championships last year in Peru, Brown also won the 200 meters over the weekend at the Thomas A. Robinson Stadium in 20.92 seconds. Coming into the season, the 19-year-old had a previous personal best of 10.30 seconds. In February, he turned in a 10.12 seconds, which was ruled illegal by World Athletics, and in March also ran a time of 10.26 seconds.
Brian Clark and the Houston Cougars continue to survive and advance. After Houston's thrilling finish in the national semifinal, a 70-67 win over the Duke Blue Devils, the Cougars will face the Florida Gators tonight with an opportunity to win the first national title in program history.
The NBA season is winding down, and every game from here on out is pivotal for Buddy Hield and the Golden State Warriors. Hield scored a team-high 20 points, but it was a tough shooting night in general for much of the Warriors lineup in the 106-96 loss to the Houston Rockets last night at the Chase Center in San Francisco.
That'll do it for Our Sports. This is 10YS. You know, we didn't get a chance to give an acceptance speech at the Elevation Awards Saturday. You want to do one now?
We're still looking for that 2020 award. It's somewhere in the universe.
2-time. Back to the studio.
When our news comes back from the break, a pleasant Monday begins the work week, but will the good weather hold? That's all coming up when our news continues. Stay with us.
My name is Troy Williams. I've been a live fiber customer since March 2024. The installation process was seamless, effortless, and extremely fast. The gentlemen that came to the installation were very helpful, reliable, very knowledgeable, and the time allocated to do the installation was shorter than the time specified. Yeah, the previous provider I had, I noticed that the internet speed actually had intermittent on the services, so I was very grateful that the live fiber was available in my area. Once I was able to make the switch, my service and everything I needed was satisfied. My favorite feature would actually be being able to add any apps from the Play Store. It's just basically making any dumb TV a smart TV. I do a lot of back-end support, engineering support, helping clients working remotely when I'm from home. The internet is a very important aspect of my job and my life. My name is Trey Williams, and the future is home with a live fiber.
The moment we've been waiting for is here. Carifta 2025 is taking over and RTV is bringing you every thrilling moment. It's time to rally behind Team Bahamas as they go for gold, glory, and greatness. Feel the energy as we witness the best athletes the Caribbean has to offer. April 19th through the 21st, live from Hazley Crawford Stadium, Port of Spain, Trinidad. Catch every sprint, every throw, every victory exclusively on RTV. Plus, don't miss our daily updates from Carifta Swimming. The best of Carifta, the best of Team Bahamas, the best coverage only on RTV.
This is our news. Welcome back. High pressure ridge across our area still dominating our weather. We had some dry conditions, very warm temperatures today, but that high is eventually going to be sliding out towards the east. That's going to be paving a way for frontal boundary now taking shape across the southeastern United States of America. And that's going to be dragging some showers and thunderstorms across the northwest Bahamas beginning tomorrow by about midday. And then we expect that front to briefly stall across the northwest Bahamas, but by Wednesday we expect it to push further into the central Bahamas and then eventually by Thursday into the southeast and quickly dissipating. Tail end of that, still active. A lot of severe thunderstorm warnings across the southeastern portion of the United States associated with the frontal boundary. So we could see one or two potentially strong thunderstorms across the northern Bahamas with this system once it gets into our area. Future forecast. This is showing rather nicely the frontal boundary as it sags towards the southeast. It will fall apart, but we still have enough energy in the atmosphere, mid and upper levels, that's going to help to spot some showers through Tuesday evening. And then by Wednesday, we expect most of the shower activity across the northwest Bahamas, eventually sliding into the south and central Bahamas by Thursday. Boating forecast ahead of that front, south to southwesterly winds 10 to 15 knots, seas running 2 to 4 feet. Low tide is at 11:17 at night. The high tide takes place at 5:33 in the morning. For the central and southeast Bahamas, a southeast southerly flow at 10 to 15 knots expected. Seas will be running 2 to 4 feet over open waters. Here's a look now at your national forecast. In the extended forecast, showers and thunderstorms possible Tuesday and Wednesday. Temperatures will be in the upper 80s ahead of that front. Once the front goes through, we're looking for some 79s, and then we stay near the 80s through the remainder of the week. But we also expect another front by the end of the weekend. That should bring us just another chance for some showers. But it should be a beautiful ending for the week. That's a look at our weather. Make it a safe night, everybody.
It's good, Greg. Snuggle weather. Yep. All right. Well, with that, we thank you for joining us for our news tonight. On behalf of the entire team, I'm Natalia Hall. We'll see you tomorrow night. Have a great evening. Hi, and thank you for watching. I'm Natalia Hall. Be sure and hit that like and subscribe button if you want to see more content like this. Click right over here. And don't forget to turn on your notifications to see more content from the team you already trust.